show you two videos. Show you this man talking, but before I even show you these videos, let me say something. This is what's going on right now. For these demonstrators, the protesters, it's part. I've been telling everybody it's part of an agenda. The World Economic Forum, stakeholders capitalism. It's a part to reshape America, destroy our Constitution, destroy our Bill of Rights. You're talking about no kings. Let me show you something though right fast. Explain to you what's really going on behind the scenes. They're the ones that is destroying and bringing in trying to bring in a different America that takes away everything from us. One more thing, and they're using big companies to do it. Also,
basically saying Christy Walton comes out today, which is the heiress of Walmart, and she takes an ad in the New York Times basically saying no kings. Now, whether she's on the side of Donald Trump or not on the side of Donald Trump, I can tell you one thing, that most of Donald Trump's supporters, or many of them, shop at Walmart. So why would you come out and reveal your hatred for the President of the United States of America, basically going against all of MAGA Nation, saying we don't care what you think, how you feel, who you voted for, even though that you're a shopper at Walmart because you don't give a shit about your customers? And you think that for a second that this is...
Here's Klaus Schwab saying that the world will no longer be run by the USA. Instead, he's got plans for the WEF and BlackRock. Okay.
Who will really command the fourth industrial revolution and its technology like artificial intelligence?
What's your sense of who's best placed at this time to lead the world into the fourth industrial revolution? Because you pretty much created this term. We're seeing the kind of technological strides that China has made with Huawei, with the 5G technology. Do you believe that this could potentially be China's time once again?
We should make here again let's say a differentiation. On the one hand, we have state capitalism. On the other hand, we have shareholder or private capitalism. So it's a clash between two systems. I believe that state capitalism in the short term provides certain advantages because you can mobilize in a concentrated way a lot of resources to reach a specific objective. But I believe that the future is not state capitalism or shareholder capitalism. The future is what I call stakeholder capitalism, which is combined with the social responsibility.
The last line there is the really scary part. Stakeholder capitalism is combined with this idea of social responsibility. This is ESG. We've done several shows on this. Glenn Beck wrote a fantastic book on it. I had Vivek Ramaswamy on to talk about it. This idea that these companies, and this is what fascism is, when governments work with giant corporations to instill a political belief on the people, and that's what they're doing. So they get these diversity, equity, inclusion boards at all of these big companies because they're being socially responsible, as ESG wants, as Klaus Schwab, Palpatine wants, and then they hire based on race and sexuality and gender, and they make sure that, oh, you've been vaxxed, so maybe you'll get a promotion. You weren't vaxxed and you're white, you're kind of out, man, and a whole bunch more. This is exactly how it's working. And what he does, this Klaus Schwab guy, who of course is unelected, has no, in reality, in the reality of how things are supposed to work, should have no power over your life. He also comes off as a complete cartoon character. If you were making up the idea of the evil guy, the evil world leader, I mean, it's him. The accent, it's all just perfect. It's him. But what they then do is they have their little World Economic Conferences. Obviously, we covered the last one in Davos quite extensively a couple weeks ago. And then they send the world leaders back to their countries to institute their policies. This is top-down evil nonsense. We sent many, many high-level American officials there.
So now you know what's really behind it. They're trying to redo America. The protesters are helping. You don't have no idea. Some of them probably do, but some probably don't. But they have no idea that they're the ones that's bringing in fascism. They're the ones that bring in communism. They're the ones that bring in socialism.